What is up, everyone? Today we are doing something absolutely insane. We're not giving away $1 million, but we are diving into one of the most incredible countries on the entire planet, Norway. Forget everything you think you know, because we're going behind the scenes to show you what life here is really like. This isn't just a travel vlog. This is the ultimate unfiltered guide. We're talking mind-blowing nature, a lifestyle that seems almost too good to be true, and some seriously weird cultural quirks you won't believe. I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll either be booking a flight or just be completely shocked. We are going to explore every single corner of this amazing place. We'll start with the stuff you see on postcards, but we'll go deeper. I'm talking about the majestic, towering fjords that look like something out of a fantasy movie, the northern lights that dance across the sky for months, and the insane phenomenon of the midnight sun, where it literally never gets dark. It's like living on another planet. We're going to break down how these natural wonders shape every single aspect of life here, from how people work to how they just hang out. It's going to be an epic journey, so buckle up. Norway's fjords are colossal, glacier-carved masterpieces, over 1,000 of them, each more dramatic than the last. Sail for hours between towering cliffs, feeling impossibly small. Tiny villages cling to the shores, shaped by centuries of isolation and resilience. Mist and clouds roll in, creating a mystical Viking saga vibe. Here, nature's scale is humbling, and it's easy to believe in legends. The Northern Lights, or Aurora Borealis, are one of nature's most unbelievable shows. Imagine a silent, dark night in Norway when suddenly the sky explodes with swirling ribbons of green, pink and purple light. It's a cosmic collision, solar particles hitting our atmosphere, lighting up the sky. Witnessing this in Norway is truly awe-inspiring. We've talked about the Northern Lights. Now let's discuss the midnight sun. Imagine a day that never ends. The sun stays up for 24 hours. This happens every summer above the Arctic Circle. People adapt by hiking or barbecuing at midnight. It's due to the Earth's axis tilt. You have to see it to believe it. Beyond the fjords and the crazy skies, the rest of Norway's nature is just as wild and untamed. This is a country that is absolutely dominated by its landscape. We're talking vast, rugged mountain ranges, massive glaciers, dense forests that seem to go on forever, and a coastline that is so jagged and long that if you stretched it out, it would circle the Earth 2.5 times. Nature isn't just a place you visit in Norway, it's everywhere, all the time. It is the heart and soul of the country, and it dictates so much of what it means to be Norwegian. The national parks here are on another level. They aren't manicured parks with paved paths and fences. They are massive protected wilderness areas where nature is left to run its course. You can hike for days in places like Jotunheimen, which literally translates to home of the giants, and not see another person. You're surrounded by the highest peaks in Northern Europe, turquoise glacial lakes, and herds of wild reindeer. It's a place where you feel a deep, primal connection to the planet, a feeling that is becoming harder and harder to find in the modern world. This untamed wilderness is also home to some incredible wildlife. In the forests, you can find moose, lynx, and wolverines. In the mountains, you have reindeer and majestic birds of prey, like the golden eagle. And if you go way up north to the Svalbard archipelago, you enter the kingdom of the polar bear. This isn't a zoo. This is their natural habitat. The respect for this wildlife is deeply ingrained in the culture. Norwegians understand that they are sharing their country with these animals, and there's a huge emphasis on conservation and coexisting peacefully. Ultimately, the raw, powerful nature of Norway is the foundation of the entire country. It has shaped its history, its culture, its economy, and its people. It has created a nation of explorers, hikers, and nature lovers who feel most at home when they are outside. It's a constant reminder of the power and beauty of the natural world. Understanding this deep connection to the landscape is the first and most important step to understanding what Norway is all about. It's more than just a pretty backdrop. It's the very essence of the nation. So with all this insane nature, you can probably guess that Norwegians love being outdoors. But love is a massive understatement. It's a national obsession, a core part of their identity, and they even have a word for it: Friluftsliv. This translates roughly to free air life, but it's so much more than that. It's a philosophy, a way of life that is all about embracing the outdoors, no matter the weather or the season. It's not about extreme sports or conquering mountains, although that can be part of it. It's simply about the value of spending time in nature for your physical and mental well-being. This philosophy is drilled into you from birth. Kids in Norway spend a huge amount of time playing outside, rain or shine. There's a famous saying here: there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing. And they mean it. You'll see toddlers bundled up in waterproof gear, happily splashing in puddles in the middle of a downpour. This early exposure builds a lifelong appreciation for the outdoors. For adults, a typical weekend doesn't involve binging Netflix. It involves packing a backpack, grabbing your hiking boots, and heading for the nearest trail, forest or mountain. Friluftsliv is so important that it's practically enshrined in law. Norway has something called allemannsretten, or the right to roam. This incredible law gives everyone the right to access and camp on any uncultivated land for free, as long as you are respectful and leave no trace. This means you can pitch a tent almost anywhere, by a fjord, on a mountain, in a forest, and experience the wilderness up close. It reflects a deep cultural belief that nature is a shared resource that belongs to everyone, not just wealthy landowners. It's a level of freedom that is almost unimaginable in most other countries. This outdoor lifestyle is the key to understanding the Norwegian soul. It fosters resilience, independence, and a deep respect for the environment. It's a source of national pride and a common bond that unites people from all walks of life. Whether it's a simple Sunday walk in the woods with a thermos of coffee, a multi-day trek through a national park, or a cross-country ski trip in the winter, Friluftsliv is the way Norwegians connect with their country and with themselves. It's not just a hobby, it's who they are. Norway is one of the happiest countries on earth, but why? It's not just the money or the nature, the real secret is trust. Norwegians trust each other, their government and their community. People feel safe even leaving babies outside cafes. They work to live, not live to work, and enjoy real work-life balance. High taxes fund free education, healthcare and support, removing stress and creating true happiness. Given their deep connection to nature, it's really no surprise that Norwegians are hardcore environmentalists. But this goes way beyond just recycling your plastic bottles. Environmentalism is a major part of the national identity and a huge political priority. The country has made an ambitious pledge to be carbon neutral, and honestly, they are taking some pretty radical steps to get there. The most visible part of this green crusade is their insane adoption of electric vehicles. Driving through Oslo feels like you've been transported to the future. Almost every other car you see is electric. The government has pushed this transition with everything they've got. They've offered massive incentives to buy electric cars, like completely removing the high taxes that you'd pay on a gas car, offering free parking, letting them drive in bus lanes and waiving road tolls. The result? Norway has the highest number of electric cars per capita of any country in the world by a massive margin. It's a bold and expensive experiment, but it shows just how serious they are about reducing emissions. They are literally changing their entire national infrastructure to go green. But here's the massive paradox that makes Norway so fascinating and, complicated. While they are leaders in green technology at home, the country's immense wealth comes from being one of the world's largest exporters of oil and natural gas. This is the great Norwegian contradiction. They are using fossil fuel money to fund their green transition. It's a morally complex position that sparks a lot of debate both inside and outside of Norway. How can you be a climate champion while also selling the very thing that is fueling the climate crisis? It's a question that the country is still grappling with. Despite this contradiction, the commitment to environmentalism in daily life is undeniable. The culture of use and throw away is much less prevalent here. There's a strong emphasis on quality over quantity, on buying things that last and on repairing things that are broken. Kids learn about sustainability in school, and the leave no trace principle of Friluftsliv applies everywhere. Norwegians know they have one of the most beautiful natural environments on the planet, and there is a deep collective sense of responsibility to protect it for future generations, even as they wrestle with the complexities of their oil-fueled economy. To really understand the Norwegian mindset, you have to know about a cultural concept that is super controversial but incredibly important: Janteloven, or the Law of Jante. This isn't an actual law but an unwritten social code that has shaped Scandinavian society for generations. It comes from a novel written in the 1930s, and it can be boiled down to one core idea: you are not to think you are better than anyone else. It's a powerful social equalizer that promotes humility and discourages individual bragging and showing off. The Law of Jante has 10 rules, but they all basically say the same thing in different ways. Don't think you're special, don't think you're smarter than us, don't think you're better than us. In practice, this means that in Norway, boasting about your achievements, your salary, or your fancy new car is a major social faux pas. People value modesty and collective success over individual glory. You could be sitting next to a multi-millionaire CEO on the bus, and you would never know it because they would be dressed and acting just like everyone else. This cultural code has a huge impact on society. It fosters a more egalitarian atmosphere where everyone is seen as being on the same level. It can be a really positive thing, promoting teamwork and community spirit. It's one of the reasons why the gap between the rich and poor feels smaller in Norway, even if it exists on paper. The pressure is to fit in, not to stand out. This is a stark contrast to more individualistic cultures, like in the United States, where self-promotion and celebrating personal success are often encouraged. However, the Law of Jante has its critics too. Some argue that it can stifle ambition, creativity, and the drive to excel. If you're constantly told not to think you're special, it can be hard to take risks or put yourself forward. Younger generations in Norway are starting to challenge this old way of thinking, especially in the age of social media where individual branding is everything. But the legacy of Janteloven is still deeply embedded in the culture, creating a society that is humble, reserved, and deeply focused on the well-being of the group over the ego of the individual. Norway isn't just rich, it's home to the world's largest sovereign wealth fund. Imagine every Norwegian as a millionaire, thanks to oil and some seriously smart decisions. Instead of spending their oil fortune, they saved and invested it for everyone's future. Now, that fund pays for schools, hospitals and more, securing Norway's quality of life for generations. Living in Norway looks like paradise, but it's shockingly expensive. A simple pizza, over $30. Everything costs a fortune: beer, groceries, even a night out. High wages and taxes mean you pay more, but you get free healthcare, education and a strong safety net. Norwegians accept the trade-off: high prices for a high quality of life. It's a mindset shift, and for them, it's worth it. After a week of hard work and high taxes, Norwegians don't dream of luxury cars or designer watches. Their true escape is the height, a simple wooden cabin in nature. Here, it's about disconnecting, lighting a fire, and enjoying simple pleasures with family. Warm socks, a crackling fire, and good company. This is the heart of Norwegian happiness. Norway hit the resource jackpot. Not just oil, but a geographic lottery of water, forests and sea. With waterfalls powering nearly all their electricity, they built a green industrial powerhouse. Their coastline feeds the world with seafood, while vast forests fuel a thriving timber industry. Norway's natural wealth built a resilient, prosperous society, long before oil and long after. In Norway, punctuality isn't just polite, it's a way of life. If you're not early, you're late. Meetings, coffee with friends, even parties, everyone arrives on the dot. Show up late and you'll get that quiet, soul-crushing look of disappointment. But once you get used to it, you'll see how much smoother life runs. Norwegians have a personal space bubble so large you could park a Tesla inside it. At bus stops, people stand far apart, each in their own zone. It's not rudeness, it's respect. Norwegians value privacy, and small talk is rare unless you're close friends. The secret to making friends: join a club or group activity. That's where the privacy bubble shrinks and true connections form. We need to talk about Brunost, Norway's famous brown cheese. It's sweet, tangy, and nothing like cheddar or mozzarella. Norwegians eat it on bread, waffles, even with jam. The taste? Totally polarizing. You'll either love it or be completely confused. But it's a true taste of Norway, unique, quirky, and unforgettable. The most magical thing in Norway isn't the fjords or the northern lights. It's their work-life balance. Offices empty at 4 p.m, and overtime is seen as poor time management, not dedication. 5 weeks of paid vacation is the norm, and everyone actually uses it. People spend time with family, friends, and in nature. It's a system designed for humans, not robots, and it shows in their happiness. If you think winter is for staying inside and hibernating, you have never been to Norway. For Norwegians, winter isn't a season to be endured, it's a season to be celebrated. And they celebrate it by strapping sticks to their feet and sliding down or across mountains at incredible speeds. They are born with skis on their feet. It's not just a hobby, it's a part of their national identity. Kids learn to ski almost as soon as they learn to walk. You'll see entire families, from toddlers to grandparents, out on the cross-country trails every single weekend. It's the most normal thing in the world. The opportunities for winter sports are literally endless and absolutely world-class. We're talking about legendary ski resorts like Hemsedal and Trysil, with perfectly groomed slopes and insane off-piste opportunities. But it's not just about downhill skiing. Cross-country skiing is the real national pastime. There are thousands upon thousands of kilometers of marked and illuminated trails all over the country, even through cities like Oslo. You can literally ski to work. Imagine that for a morning commute. No traffic, just the quiet swoosh of your skis on the snow. It's a completely different way of life. And it's not just skiing. You want more extreme? They've got it. You can go dog sledding across the Arctic tundra, guided by a team of huskies under the northern lights. You can go ice climbing up a frozen waterfall with nothing but an ice axe and your own courage. You can even try ski jumping, although I would probably leave that to the professionals unless you have a death wish. The point is, if it can be done on snow or ice, Norwegians have perfected it and turned it into an art form. Winter is their playground, and the scale of it is just massive. This obsession with winter sports explains so much about the Norwegian mindset. It teaches them resilience, a love for nature, and the importance of being active. It's why they have the saying, there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing. They don't let a little snow or cold stop them from living their lives to the fullest. They embrace the challenges of the season and find joy and adventure in it. It's a powerful, inspiring attitude that turns the harshest season into the most exciting one. It's not just a sport, it's a philosophy. Driving Norway's coast is next-level epic. Forget boring highways. Here roads twist along fjords, climb mountains and dive into subsea tunnels. The Atlantic Ocean road literally hops across islands, with waves crashing over as you drive. Trollstigen's hairpin bends and wild views will take your breath away. Camp anywhere. Wake up to pristine fjords. This is the ultimate road trip adventure. Norway is unbelievably safe. In small towns, people don't even lock their doors. Homes, cars, even shops stay open. There's a deep trust in the community, and crime is almost unheard of. Kids play outside unsupervised, walk to school alone, and explore freely. This safety shapes a childhood of freedom and adventure. It's all possible because trust and safety are the bedrock of Norwegian life. Beyond Norway's modern cities lies the ancient world of the Sami, the indigenous people of the Arctic North. Their lives revolve around reindeer, tradition, and a deep connection to nature. Experience their vibrant clothing, haunting joik songs, and the warmth of a lavu tent. The Sami culture is a living reminder of Norway's ancient roots and enduring spirit. From the mind-blowing cost of a pizza to the sacred ritual of Friday taco night, Norway is full of surprises. Norway ranks high in gender equality. With women in powerful positions, their public transport is so reliable you can set your watch to it. The Norwegian mindset, of course, celebrates small victories. Norway is a blueprint for a different way of living. From the silent majesty of the fjords to the sweetness of brown cheese, Norway stays with you. Destroy that like button and subscribe for more adventures.